Welcome to a little game called Plague Inc. Evolved. I can't even say the name right again, as usual. As you may know, I've been sick the last couple days. I got a stomach bug. Was not a fun time. It was just like 2 days of laying around. And now it's like 48 hours after that, and like all my internal organs still hurt. Like you can pick out, oh, that's my liver, that hurts. That's my kidneys, those hurt. That's my gut, that hurts. It's a pretty bad time, but I think my voice is good enough to commentate and record some stuff. So, in honor of being sick, I thought I'd play some Plague Inc. I played the... I don't know if it was actually like made by the same people, but I played a Flash game back at the very tail end of the Flash game era that was either this exactly or very similar to it, like an early version, like a proof of concept of how this game would work. And I played a lot of that. I got pretty good. It's really still hard. There's memes about infecting Madagascar because it only has a seaport. Let's just do main game. I've unlocked all of the plague types. I have a few of the DLC plague types. Gold means I have completed it on normal, I believe. Bacteria is not much fun. Fungus. I have a cool strat I want to show off with these. Fungus and like Nurax worm are pretty awesome. Actually, I haven't completed Simian Flu. That's interesting. I've tried Shadow Plague. I don't think I've beaten it. Maybe I have beaten it. I don't remember. As you play, you unlock these. Once you finally unlock them all and unlock most of the pathogens, or what are they called? Oh, cool. Most of the genetic code, most of the genes, it becomes a real game. They want you to pay like $1 for each one that's not locked. But that's kind of lame, so let's see, what can I do here? Extremophile is always good. Oh, if I remember how to do these, it's been quite a while. I think this is the one. Because you have a cool ability as fungus. Aquasite. Aquasite's always good. Depression's always good, but I can get across borders without needing that. No, I don't want that. Genetic Mimic, harder to cure, important. Being able to mutate abilities is pretty neat. I don't think I want to do that right now. Metabolic Jump, you get more DNA from red bubbles. Every time you infect a country, you get a red bubble. So that's going to happen a lot of times. It's going to happen 44 times if you do it correctly. Actually, I think there's a few less than every real sovereign nation on Earth. Oh, wow. Like, some of them are lumped together, I believe. This is kind of lame. It's cookie clicker. It clicks bubbles for you. This is an interesting one. If you let yourself start to be cured, you get a lot of bonus DNA from popping the cure bubbles, as well as slowing down the cure. I think we'll stick with this one. Let's just go with this. Let's do normal. I don't want to get destroyed too hard. Polnos, I give them silly names. What would be a good fungus? Those fungus, those mushroom guys from DS. Oh, it's too long. Dark Souls 1 mushroom 10. There we go. Okay, you want to preferably start in a very populous environment. It helps if it's either hot or cold. If you get one that's like in the middle, it doesn't really matter that much. So like China, not a big deal. I want to probably do India. It's got like an enormous population, and it's warm. It's got all the types of transport you could need. It's right next to China. it could possibly infect Madagascar. You're going to have to really work to infect Greenland because it's cold and you're going to get a lot of cold resistance to get up there. But I think we'll be okay. So, DS1 Mushroom Men. Basically, what you do in the early game is you develop infectivity, which is done by transmission. I don't have enough points for that yet. I've only actually infected one person in the entire world. Patient 0, I suppose. It's slowly spreading. Fungus has less infectivity than most other disease types. Yep, you just get these over time. The world still seems like a relatively nice place. Okay, it's waterborne, okay. This infects better in human environments and lets you infect ships a little bit easier. We want to infect ships because ships are the only way to infect Madagascar and Greenland. And actually New Guinea as well. And Philippines. These just kind of usually happen because it's in between a bunch of other stuff. Infectivity. I don't want to mutate anything just yet. I usually get away with one symptom or so before people start to notice it. Let's get cold resistance first, and then we want to get drug resistance to infect rich people. Want to infect people in rich and cold countries because we can already infect people in poor and dry countries and hot countries pretty easily because that's where we started, in a poor, dry country. It's interesting that India is considered poor, right? Is it considered rural? It's hot. It's humid, and it's rural, yeah. So it's considered a poor country. Even though, like, the massive majority of Indians live in, like, urban centers, but whatever. This is the special ability, Spore Burst. What this does is, you spread spores, and it automatically infects other countries. So, when, like, there's a border that's closed, you spread some spores and maybe you'll get it. It'll always infect a country that's not already infected. That actually killed some people in Mexico. Almost 1,000. Like, there was no one infected there, so that didn't really matter for us. Actually, did that kill? Yeah, it killed actually a lot of people. 5,000, that's quite a disaster. This one's important to get. We'll get air next, which is going to cost us 9. This is my strategy. With fungus, once you get all of the fungal spore bursts, you can develop one that makes you automatically spread spores over time. It's not very fast, but it's something to think about as like free infection over time if you can survive long enough. Also, since you get red bubbles every time you infect a country, every time you do a spore burst, you get a bunch of points back from the infected countries. Well, I got 9, so let's do air. I want to get all of these, and then this final is called something aerosol, and it's very, very good for infectivity. Got 2 million people infected by now. Start spreading outside the country, damn it. If we're real lucky, we'll infect a plane and it'll shoot right over here to Iceland. So I would say this game is RNG, but it's not so much RNG. It's the World Health Organization and scientists will react pretty much predictably in every game. So it's not so much RNG as it is manipulating the, I guess, the AI. It's not really an AI though, is it? It's just a gameplay mechanic. I don't really know what else you would call it. Also, this game runs in a very bizarre... Hey, infected another country. It's bizarre. It runs in a bizarre resolution natively. I had to fiddle with it a lot and change a bunch of stuff to get it to be recordable. 18. Let's get more water infectivity. Next one's going to cost 15. But we're infecting rapidly now. India is almost totally infected. Once we get... Okay, we mutated coughing. Most people won't notice coughing. And coughing is bonus infectivity. I don't think coughing alone will kill anybody. So this one, extreme BioWare, so that's the one, 16. Coughing alone won't kill anybody, so it makes it slightly more noticeable, but it's one of those common low intensity symptoms, so it's fine to mutate. It's also interesting, you don't want to kill anybody at the beginning. You want to get every country infected before you kill even a single person if you can help it. And now India is totally infected. Pakistan's going. Come on, spread. Spread, damn you, spread. I thought the red boats were plague vector boats, but apparently not. Wait, that was Southeast Asia? Yeah. Japan. Japan's a wealthy country. Those are kind of difficult. So I should get more cold weather, and more drug resistance next. Can I afford that now, actually? Yeah. And then drug resistance is going to be very expensive. I'll get that later. Genetic hardening is also very expensive. I'll probably mutate that once we start killing, maybe, unless we get noticed first. Then this is going to be 16. I'm sure we'll get that soon. This is nothing against Indian people. India is just a good country to infect in this game. I think China is also a pretty good one. Let's see. China is just considered an urban country, so it's just rich. It has no special qualities to it. I would prefer to get like a hot, a cold, an arid, or a dry, just so you can affect all of those types of countries. And China will just come naturally over time. There is merit to starting up in like Greenland or Iceland even. It's because you guarantee that. Or like Norway. Norway is actually pretty tricky. Norway is considered a wealthy country. Yeah. It's actually noted as wealthy. It's urban. It's humid and it's cold. So pretty tricky to infect. Plus it's only got the seaport. What was that? Did I infect China? I did infect China. Nice. According to YouTube analytics, I have someone that watches me from China, so hello over there. I'm infecting your country now. Don't take it personally. Oh, I got South Africa at some point. What was this one? Australia? Nice. Come on, 15 points. Let's go. I should probably turn off those pop-ups, but I guess it's for the viewer benefit. The little stats. Comparing them to real diseases. Ooh, I got Britain. Nice. Extreme bioaerosol. We're now at like maximum infectivity, unless we get into symptoms. You can also get there's other strategies to go like maximum mutation. All of these will give you more mutation, and these ones will too. I don't find these to be that useful because this insect carrier helps you infect hot climates, and blood infectivity helps you infect poor regions, and those are already super easy to get, so I don't really bother with these too much. Let's get back to infecting. A lot of this game is just waiting. Gonna infect as many as we can with with natural means, and then we'll start spore bursting. We're infecting away. Hey, I got, what is this? New Zealand. Newsy. I need a whole bunch of points because I've been spending away, so it's going to cost like a lot. If you don't click these in time, they do go away, so you actually do have to click on them. I need a whole bunch of ability points, or mutation points to, whatever that's called, DNA points to get drug resistance. I think I have cold too already, don't I? Yeah, I just need drug resistance. And then maybe like a genetic hardening, and then I'll start air bursting. I call it air bursting like they're bombs. They're not bombs. I just checked, 25. Eventually those orange ones will kind of stop appearing. It's kind of sad. Well, I just got a bunch because I'm infecting a ton of people now. Extreme bioaerosol does its work very well. I've infected about half the world. We're gonna need to get more countries though. More individual countries, please. That's enough to get genetic hardening. Having 2 is probably unnecessary, but that's fine. Okay, we've mutated nausea now. You can spend points to remove that, because now we will be seen for sure. Nausea is super unlikely to actually infect anybody. There's one event that makes nausea actually more infectious, but we didn't get that, so this one's pretty worthless. It makes it more noticeable for hardly any infectivity. I don't think I'll mutate it though. We're about ready to start going on an infection spree. Yep, we've been noticed. Noticed in China, in fact. I could probably start... Oh, these are super cheap. So I think these prices won't increase. Yeah, that's right. It's only going to be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So, as you can see, having the price of abilities not increase means you can buy a ton of these all in one go. I'm actually going to see how many I can get. And then I'll buy another Spore Eruption very soon. I'm going to have to actually pause to get all these. Now I've earned 45 points from that. This is almost an exploit. Yeah, what the hell? By heat resistance. That ought to be good. Let's just sit back and watch and bank up our points for now. God, so many infections. Need to bank up these points so we can buy a bunch of symptoms all at once everyone's infected in the world. We'll buy some starter symptoms that will add to infectivity first before it actually adds too much lethality. Once I get the alert that every single country in the world is infected, I'll be very happy. Now it becomes kind of hard to tell which of these countries are being infected naturally and which ones are coming from the automatic spore bursts that I'm putting out. So now they can shut down borders all they want. I'm unstoppable. I just have to actually get everyone infected. Before I start being cured. I think literally every country is infected, but not totally. Yeah, let's start getting some symptoms. Let's see. Sneezing. This kills people in cold much better. It makes it more lethal in cold countries. Let's make it more lethal in hot countries too. Can we? Oh, no. This is a lot more infectivity than necrosis. This will start killing people very fast. And it also makes dead people continue to be infectious. So the more dead people are in a country, the more infectious it becomes. This is very good to get late game. It's also super duper scary, so people will try to cure it very quickly. Assists. This. Infection. Don't build this, or don't evolve this, because there was an event where scientists can cure diseases that cause tumors much better. Don't do that. We'll start getting these to kill people and start slowing down the cure rate. Yep, they're starting to cure because I got super scary all of a sudden overnight. Look at how fast Greenland goes because it's so low population density. Okay, let's start killing. Let's get paralysis. This will kill, and it makes it hard to cure. Coma, more difficult to cure. This can be fatal. Inflammation is not that great. Seizures can be fatal. This is what I want. Like, insanity is super hard to cure. Insomnia and paranoia, they don't kill almost ever. But it makes it hard to cure because they won't seek medical attention and they won't like to work with it, and they won't work on the cure as fast. So they become unproductive people. Yep, we killing now. I've infected everyone on Earth. I need to kill fast now. I need to kill fast and bullets too slow. Everyone's freaking out now. It's gonna cost 13, I don't really want that. If this mutates on its own, that's fine. I want to get insanity at 29. And total organ failure will kill very fast at 39. Yeah, insomnia mutated on its own, very nice. that death toll rise quickly. There can be a case for getting a bunch of things that increase your mutation rate at like near the end of the game when it starts to be killing, and you'll just mutate a bunch of useful killing abilities at the final hours. Come on, kill more, kill faster so I can get more disease points. 150 million. It's not fast enough. I might lose this one actually. It's going just a little bit too fast. A little bit faster than I can kill. They're going to work on the cure much faster now. Unless I genetic reshuffle. Really? Can I use 15 on anything? Not really. I didn't do this properly. Damn it. What's a real shame is that you can't unmutate these, because now that they've done their work, you know, you can't undo it and get your points back for free, basically. I don't necessarily need cold resistance anymore. It's only 2 points. I don't need any more infectivity because I've infected everyone on Earth. That's good. I'm at 21, we're getting there. I'm not gonna get to 39 this way though. Aww. No, I think devolving will also cause the points cost for this to go up, so leave that alone. It suddenly become very uninfective at the very end. 39. Oh man, so close. Damn it, kill fast. Some disease types actually will be started to be cured right away. And that's a good one to use the extra DNA points from clicking cure bubbles. Would come in. Oh man, if I do insanity it's going to set it back a lot, but it's not going to kill fast enough. I know. Ah, so close. 4 more points. I guess when you pop the blue bubbles, you're actually killing like a scientist that's working on the cure. That's the only way I can figure it out what's supposed to be. Alright, if it comes down to it, if it gets to like 95%, I will mutate insanity. I might have to anyway, honestly. Yeah, damn it. Doesn't add much lethality. See, it set it back by about 5-6%. Don't need that. Don't need that. Sweating can kill. Pretty rarely. This doesn't kill. Coughing doesn't really kill, but it leads to pneumonia. That adds to lethality very slightly. Don't need that. Never gonna get it, man. Oh, systemic infection. This is a good one. I mutated it purely by chance. Should have probably waited for mutation to come in before I started to demutate a bunch of symptoms, honestly. Because it could have just mutated like one of the little tier 1s that I just got rid of. Ah. Yeah, it made the cost of total organ failure go up. Damn. Well, I'm going to lose this one. But you kind of get the idea. Plague Inc. A cool game about... I don't know, I guess you play as the virus. It's like you play as like a mad scientist mutating the virus, but the virus kind of does its own thing. It's still kill during this time, but I'm on my way out. Yeah, nothing I can do now. I killed 1 million. It's okay, I guess. Once it's being deployed, if you do something to change your genetic, diversity downward, or change the cure progress, make it more difficult to cure, the cure will stop for a minute, which can be useful. There you go, I'm about to be wiped out. I only killed 1 million, or 1 billion, excuse me. I've changed the entire course of life on planet Earth, but, you know, I lost. Mushroom Man has been eradicated. I wanted to make it like my disease, just puking and organ failure. Well, I hope I'm not having organ failure, but you know. And you get a fast motion version of it. You can share on Facebook, which I'm not going to do. That's Plague Inc. involved. It's a fun little thing to do, especially when you're sick. I always feel like playing it whenever I'm sick. I did pretty okay on genetic complexity. Yeah, there's other things that you could do with fungus, like a mutation build, make it mutate a bunch of symptoms, and get that the spore bursts to get out as fast as possible. There's a bunch of different ways you can play each different type of infection. I like making it as super cheap abilities so I can just spore burst like crazy super cheaply. And then it's just like, who cares if you close your borders, I'll infect you anyway. And get like a few... I probably should have gone for symptoms a bit earlier than I did, to be honest. I'm playing it more like more like virus or something, I think. So yeah, it's Plague Inc. Evolved. Check it out. Play it if you're interested. This is a pretty popular game anyway. I'm sure people have already seen it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.